Morgan, and today we're going to show you guys, this is actually requested. A lot of people have asked us how to incorporate bright colors into kind of like neutral makeup without it being really overbearing and really like
people look at you and like, whoa!
Yeah. So, I mean, we think this is, you know, somewhat wearable and not totally outrageous, so you shouldn't really be afraid of bright colors, and hopefully we'll be able to show you guys some tutorials for that.
Okay, and today we're going to be using, we're just going to be using two eyeshadow palettes just to keep it simple. We're going to be using the, you go for it.
Okay, the 180 Colors palette by BH Cosmetics, and this is the 3rd edition. So it has 60 right here, and then 60 more on the bottom. So, sorry.
Okay, and then the other palette we're going to be using is the 88 color palette. It's a tropical shimmer palette, and it is basically just, they're not more the bright colors, but it's just kind of shimmery tropical mixture. Couldn't have seen that one coming. So yeah, we're just going to be using those two.
And for not all, but most of our brushes, we're going to be using this brush kit from BH Cosmetics, and it comes with 10 brushes. 3 of them are kind of more large, I guess, and they have little brush guards. And then we also have, it has like a little baby eyeliner brush, I guess, and then just a couple eyeshadow brushes, and then an angled eyeliner brush, a mascara wand that has a hair on it, 2 other eyeshadow brushes. And these are really, really soft. I mean, I think they're good quality. I wasn't really expecting that, but I mean, don't you think they work good? Yeah, they're really soft and they work really well, so we're going to be using those mostly.
So we're going to show you how to do it in your inner corner using purple.
In your crease using blue.
And we're also going to be doing a lower lash line in pink.
And upper lash line in turquoise using gel eyeliner.
Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so this is the first look.
Let me make sure.
I'm going to be showing you how to put it in your inner corner, and I'm using purple, obviously. Okay, so first you're going to start out with any eyeshadow primer, and I'm using the NYX HD Shadow Primer. Just rub that in. And this is the 88 color palette. It's a tropical shimmer palette. So you're going to be starting out with neutrals first, and since I'm using purple, I'm going to be using silver neutrals instead of like brown or something. I'm going to be taking this first silver, and this is what it looks like. It's basically like a light silver. And so then I'm going to be using my e.l.f. eyeshadow brush and just taking that and covering my whole lid with it. Okay, so that's what the first step's going to look like. Then you're going to take the same brush and you're going to be using this darker color, kind of like this dark gray, but then again it has a little bit of a brown undertone in it. And you're going to be using that in your crease. And then we're going to be using our 120 color palette, and this is the 3rd edition. And we're going to be, since we're going to be using purple, we're going to be using this, the brightest purple on the whole palette. This one right here. We're trying to take colors that people would usually like, I guess, fear to use or like not want to use and try to incorporate those. I'm going to be using a BH Cosmetics eyeshadow brush. And I'm going to be taking just a little bit. And then you're going to be using that in your inner corner. After that step, we're going to be going back to the 88 color palette, and we're going to be using a little bit of a lighter purple right there, and you're going to be using that to kind of drag out the color, because you want to be using start with a darker and then a lighter, so you can kind of blend it into the silver. And this step's completely optional. If you like it as bright as it is, you can leave it, but you're just going to take your brush that you've already used, your eyeshadow brush that you used for the silver, and just go over your whole eye to kind of even it out and just tone it down a little bit. And this is completely optional. Okay, and so that's going to be the eyeshadow look. And then after that, you're going to take any mascara. I'm using my favorite drugstore mascara. It's the Lash Stiletto by Maybelline, and this is in the color Soft Black. And then just put that on your eye. Next up is eyeliner, and I'm going to be using the e.l.f. Cream eyeliner, the black one, and just any eyeliner brush. This one's from Target, I think. Next, you're just going to go over your mascara with any mascara. I'm just using Define a Lash Mascara by Maybelline. You're just going to go over that just to make your lashes stand out more. Okay. And so that's basically your eyes. Now we're going to go over our waterline with a sparkly eyeliner, and I'm using the Beauty Rush, which is the Victoria's Secret's brand of makeup, and this is called Starstruck, and this is a pencil liner, and it's basically just a silver with a lot of glitter. You're just going to put that on your waterline. Okay, so I used a NYX blush in Dusty Rose, and so I used that one. You want to use like a really not standoutish blush, and then I used the NYX lipstick in Bloom. And then I just went over that with an e.l.f. lip gloss and Flirt. Doesn't even matter what lip gloss you use, just something that shines. And so that's how you do this look.
Okay, so I'm going to show you how to incorporate a bright color into your crease. And this, I'm using blue, obviously. So the first thing you're going to do is take a primer. I'm using the Urban Decay Primer Potion. And so just put this all over your eye and then just rub it in. And then I'm going to be using this 120 color palette. It's just like kind of like a really neutrally, not really, I mean just kind of like a tan color, not really anything special. And put this on the inner half of your eye. I'm using this brush from BH Cosmetics. Is it focused? And then I'm going over to this color right here, which is basically the same but a little darker. And put this on the outer half of my eye. And next I'm just taking this other brush from BH Cosmetics. It's just a lot smaller and thinner. And I'm going back to the top half of the palette. And I'm using this blue color right here. And it's just a super bright blue basically. I'm just going to start applying this into my crease. Start in like the outer corner, like the little outer V of your eye. And then bring it up. Alright, and then for my eyeliner, I'm using the Super Fat Eye Marker by NYX. And this is just in Carbon Black. And I'm just going to go along with this along my top lash line. And then for my mascara, I'm just using the CoverGirl Lash Blast Mascara. I'm pretty sure like everyone has this mascara. Maybe not, but most people do. So just apply 2 coats of this on the top and 1 on the bottom. Alright, and for my cheeks, I'm using this blush by NYX, and it's in the shade Peach. And it's just a really cute pink shade. I had a little bit of an accident and it broke. But I'm using this, I guess this is like a blush brush from BH Cosmetics. And you're just going to get a little bit on your brush, swirl it around. Looks like that. And then just kind of like tap some off. And then smile and put this. Alright, and then for my lips, I'm using this NYX lipstick in Iced Honey. So after you apply that, I'm also going over it with this Clinique lip gloss in Pink Heaven. Okay, so that is all you have to do. You can use any color, obviously, to put it in your crease. So.
Okay, so the third look I'm going to be showing you is how to do a color on your lower lash line, like below your waterline. This is what it looks like. And this is actually my least favorite of the 3, but I mean, it's 4, but it's a way that you can do it. So first you're going to start out with any primer. I'm using my NYX primer again. And just rub that in. And then you also want to prime the bottom. So just take some from the top. And just prime the bottom. Because I tried it without primer and it was a fail. Then you're going to take our 88 color palette again. Okay, now I'm like in love with this color. It's like a super like dense, sparkly gold. And I'm like in love with it. And so you're going to use that in your inner corner. And then you're going to use this color, and this is a matte light brown. And you're just going to drag that out the rest of the way. And then once you get that done, you're going to go over the whole lid with that. So I love this look. I would just wear this look out without the pink, but we're using the pink for this tutorial. Okay, this is a little baby eyeliner brush, And you can use any one, it's just this is the only one I have that didn't have black eyeliner all over it. And so we're going to be using the fuchsia, this like shimmery fuchsia. And you're just going to get a pretty good size amount on that. And then you're just going to go on your lower line and just do that. Just like that. So next you're going to be using mascara, and I'm going to be using the MAC Pro Long Lash Mascara. I'm a big fan of this mascara. Really like it. And then you're just going to be covering your eyelashes with that. And then you're going to go over that with any other mascara. I'm using Lash Stiletto. And layering different mascaras makes your eyelashes longer, if you guys don't know that. Okay, and then next I'm going to be using Line Stiletto by Maybelline. And I've used this in many tutorials before, or in many videos. And this is the brownish black. I'm just going to be lining my eye with this.
Maybe I'll get started.
And then for lips, I'm just going to be using this MAC Luster Glass Lip Gloss. And this is in the color Wonderstruck. I'm going to be using this NYX blush in Pinky. And, but this is what it looks like. And I would just apply that to your cheeks just to make the pink pop. And that is how you do the third look.
Alright, so the fourth and final look we're doing is putting a really bright color on your upper lash line in eyeliner. So first, just prime your eye again. I'm using the same Urban Decay Primer Potion. And then I'm using the Tropical Palette. And I'm just going to be taking this pinky color right here. Just any sort of light pinkish neutral shade will do. And put this on the inner half of your eye. And then next I'm going to take this kind of, I guess, light brown color right there that's shimmery and putting this in the outer half. And then since you're not really going to have any other colors going on in your eye, you can kind of darken your crease a little bit if you want to. So I'm just taking this darker brown color right here. And I'm just going to be putting this in my crease. Just a little bit in the outer half of the crease probably. So now for the bright color in this one, I'm just going to be using this. It's Coastal Scents Gel Eyeliner, and this is in turquoise. It's a really pretty like aqua greenish blue shade. And I'm using this angled eyeliner brush from the BH Cosmetics brush kit that we showed you earlier. And then you're just going to apply this all along your upper lash line. And so then that's all you're going to do for eyeliner, and then I'm taking my CoverGirl Lash Blast Mascara and just putting some on. Okay, and then for blush, I'm using the NYX blush in Mauve. So just swirl a little bit onto your brush and apply that. And for my lips, I'm using this CoverGirl lipstick in Demure, D-E-M-U-R-E, however you pronounce that. And then to go over top of that, I'm using the Smashbox O Gloss, which, so it's like clear. If you can tell, it goes on clear as it's coming out, but supposedly like changes colors depending on like your, I don't know, but your skin tone, I guess. I don't really know, but I'm just gonna put that on like this. So yeah, that's all for this one. So thank you for watching.
Yeah, and comment, rate, subscribe, and everything down below. Just tell us what you think.
Yeah, so we really like these palettes from BH Cosmetics. The only thing I think, I don't know what you think, but actually I think you said this too. They're kind of pretty chalky eyeshadows.
They are pretty chalky.
Like you try, it's not really a problem if it's like a single eyeshadow, I guess, but since there's so many close together and you just get a little bit, a lot of the powder kind of goes out all over the place and kind of gets in with the other eyeshadows. So.
But they're really pigmented, and I would definitely repurchase.
Yeah, they are really pigmented, and the brushes are nice as well.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and we hope that this shows you guys that you can make bright colors wearable, especially in the summer. So yeah, if you do this, if you do any of these looks, tweet us a picture. So
or a video response. I'll have our Twitters linked down below also.
yes. So
thanks for watching.
Bye.